What's happening, YouTube family? What's up? Y'all know who this is. I real be free. Yes, yes. Hey, listen, I've been doing this thing for a little while now. You guys are getting the hang of it. And I appreciate that you guys are actually supporting me. So I want to continue to push you guys to look after me, you know, uh, subscribe, press the like button, and share, right? This is something I think we all need to do, actually. We want to be able to always uplift ourselves, our brothers, our sisters, and so on and so, and our young people who are watching us. So today, I have a guest that is very dear to my heart, y'all. You heard? Let's give him a round of applause. Applause. This is my man, Dwight. Also, while we're doing the applause thing, I want to just say this before we begin, that he is a serviceman. He served this country. He did his job when it was called for him to do so. And he fully understands what it is, the fight that we're going through here in America. Now, I want everybody to please give my friend Dwight, my brother Dwight, an applause. Brother Dwight, how you doing? You the man. You the man.
Man, I just want to be like you, man. You know how it go.
Well, you got to take 2 steps back to be like me, bro. You ain't ready for that.
Nah, man. Hey, trust me, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let the truth be told. You know how we go. We go way back, man.
Yes, sir.
Refrigerator boxes and clubhouses.
Hey. Look, man. I know you aching to tell that story, bro. But
I'm aching to tell that story, man.
Yo,
you know?
Listen, we gonna have time for that.
But we go way back. We go back from almost from the cradle to the grave, bro. We gonna do this together forever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Steuben Street, man. East Orange, right?
Yep.
Steuben Street.
Look at us now, man.
Yeah.
You know? I'm still following behind you, bro. But that's a good thing, man, because it's all positive.
Man, yeah, you're absolutely right. 100, man. And if I could have been a influence in anybody's life, man, I think that God would look at me differently and say, you know what, job well done. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell them about the cereal, you know what I'm saying? Boxes of cereal. I ain't gonna mention about the peanut butter and syrup.
Oh,
you know
Lord. Hey, you know I had to stop eating that stuff though. I had to stop it, man. You know, it was a health problem after a while. So.
Nah, but you know, man, for me, man, I really, got love for you and your mom, man, because you guys, you have always been there for me when I needed family and support. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to thank you and your mom, man, while we're on this broadcast, man, to just, pay tribute, you know what I'm saying, to people that look out for people.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to do the things you did growing up, man, and it kind of gave me direction, you know what I'm saying? Saved my life a couple of times, man, because I remember a couple of cats you had to let them know that I wasn't the one to mess with, and you wasn't gonna let that go down. So
hey, I don't know. I guess we all changed, man. So I had a streak of ignorance inside of me, but I tried to use it in the best way, especially when it comes to my friends and loved ones. So
you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all have superpowers, man, that we need to just be able to exert when it's time to exert them. You know what I'm saying? And you got that superpower, man. That it may not be what you wanted when you needed it, but it was there for you, when you didn't even know you needed it. So
no doubt.
One of them kind of things, man. So.
And God had our back the whole time. Some of the crazy things we did, bro. Some of the crazy things we done got ourselves into, man. It was amazing.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go too deep into that, man. But it's all about maturity, man.
No doubt.
Life has its way of taking you through twists and turns, man. And you get to a point to where you grow up, and you learn that what you're doing needs to change,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Some cats are still out there doing the same thing we were doing way back when, Kirk.
Different players.
By the grace of God, man, we learn. We learn from our mistakes, and we grew up,
Yeah, no doubt, man. I just think it was something that was necessary in everybody's life, but then it's also necessary to recognize when it's time to put those things down and act like men.
Yeah, but again, it takes maturity to be able to do that. Because like I said, there's cats out there, man, that's at that age, man, and they still doing the same thing. But by the grace of God, we were lucky enough, to be blessed,
I know.
And how do they say? But never for the grace of God go I.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Every time I even turn on social media, and I see somebody doing way worse than me. by the grace of God, there go I. You're absolutely right, 100.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I also, being I have you on here, man, I want to give credit actually to the entire family, bro, because everybody literally, I grew up with you guys. I know we met over at Steuben Street in East Orange, and your big brother, he's out there where you are right now, and you're young, and I think which is older, Drew or you?
Drew, I'm the youngest in the crew.
Right. So, and he's also a service person as well. Absolutely. Want to stop and give him credit for that. I want to go ahead and give him applause for that. That's my man Dwight's brother. And
the cool part about that, how that came to be, man, was you and I were supposed to come in as a buddy system.
Yeah, true that.
Right? And you were going to be my bodyguard and protect me in the armed forces.
Hey.
And unfortunately,
Yep.
You
bad
weren't able to make it. So my brother, he's like, look, I ain't gonna let you leave this state by yourself. So he joined just to come and look out for his little brother, man. And I could never thank him enough for doing that, man, because he got me in some skirts, but he made sure that I was always taken care of, and I came out of them, unscathed. So
no, I thought Drew actually served before you did.
Nah, I was the one that went in first, man. He decided to come in after I did, like I said, just to kind of look out for me and make sure that, I wasn't alone, you know what I'm saying? Because we never left Jersey.
Right.
When we joined the service, that was our first time ever being out of Newark, you know what I mean? So
that's true. That's one. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. And I do definitely want to talk to both of them, especially, Big Charlie, because him and I was in the same class. A couple of classes, actually. So we could talk about some of that, and also the time where your brother saved your life. That would be an amazing conversation right there. So, we're gonna, you can tell your side of it if you want. I don't know, but it was something I felt that was extremely honorable. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what time you're talking about, but I definitely know what you're talking about now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't think Charlie had it in him, but you know what? The brother proved to me, man, that he got nothing but love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
hey, man, he proved to the world, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
He did without a second thought.
Yes, sir.
It was just instinct.
Yeah, exactly. That to me, I think stood out way more than anything else, regardless of how your brother was growing up playing ball and everything else, I think that stood out, the way that he looked after you. That stood out to me more than anything he may have done,
Yeah, that was definitely life changing right there, man.
No doubt.
He put himself in a situation that, he could have went the other way.
Absolutely.
He decided to run toward the flames as opposed to running away.
That's right. Right.
So
that's right. So that would be a great conversation, just to hear what his mind, if he can remember back that far, where his mindset was at the time. And and now you have children and grandkids, bro.
I got a great grandson, bro.
My God, how old is he now?
My great grandson, he'll be 2 in March. He'll be 2 in March.
Wow, bro.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man. Family big.
60. I just turned 60, man. It feels weird to say it, man, because I still feel young at heart. But when I get up in the morning, my aches and pains be like reminding me, you're 60. Yeah, you're 60.
Yeah, but it never stops you though, man. I see you out on that grind all the time, bro.
Yeah, man, because I got this saying. I seen this cartoon saying, I owe. It's off to work I go.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I like that, and I stuck. I was drawn to that, So as long as I owe, I'm going to work. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
sir.
besides, I love what I do, man.
Right.
I'm an IT tech, and I went from being homeless on the street to now, being like a pioneer in the IT field. I've trained. Oh man, like 4 or 5 of my nephews. My daughter does it. My granddaughter does it.
Yes, sir.
So
I need to get out there and get up under your wing now, bro. This old man.
But what you're doing, man, is pioneering in your own field, man. So you stay true to this, man. And if you ever need to come this way, trust and believe.
Yes,
Casa su casa, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I highly appreciate that. And what actually drove you to where you live now? What made you decide to go there?
Man, when I joined the service, that's what got me out here.
Okay.
But it's funny, man, because they were like, "Yo, okay, we're gonna send you to Washington." I'm like, "All right, okay."
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, my MOS, which is my job title, was 11 Bravo, infantry, straight leg soldier. They taught me two things: how to kill, and how not to get killed. And when they said, okay, we're gonna send you out to Washington. I'm like, okay, Washington D.C., Chocolate City, ain't too far from Jersey. I could do that.
Right.
They said, nah, the other Washington. And my first thought was like, there's two of them?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I didn't know a lot about it until you actually got out there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like right after the Mount St. Helens, so I should have known, you know what I'm saying, because everybody knew about Mount St. Helens when they blew up, but that was shortly after that, so.
Right.
But, I came out here, man, and it was really weird, man, because, I was so accustomed to be around black people, and I mean, a lot of black people,
right. Yeah.
It was just like everybody was here, They had, Native Americans, they had, people from the islands. It's, everybody was here.
Everybody. That had to be a beautiful sight, man. So
well, it was, because it allowed me to interact and meet people and see things that I just wasn't introduced to in Newark. Once I got out of Newark, it's like there's a whole big world out here. And I started traveling and going places. I've been to Germany and I've been to Panama. And other countries. So
you know what I love about talking to servicemen, the service people, is that they tell me about all the travels that they literally have been, like Japan, China. I mean, all over the world, man. Germany, and I am not one who traveled a lot,
Yeah.
So, but to hear the story, man, I really wish that they would have accepted me in the service at the time I tried to go.
What is the Caesar? Caesar was good, cuz, and it's like you may not have traveled then, but it ain't too late. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never too late. I put it to you like this: you may not travel to different countries because but I know you've been to a bunch of states being the truck driver.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've been around the world. You've seen some stuff too. So,
well, not the world. I seen the United States. Put it that way. Yeah,
there's enough stuff. Trust and believe. There's enough going on here. You ain't got to cross no borders to see life. You get to see life going through the states. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd love to say you ain't missed nothing, but when you go to a lot of other countries, man, it's totally opposite of the United States. You go. I just got back from Mexico, man, and I would never really realize what they go through there. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you appreciate what goes on here. But then again, this stuff that goes on here that you just can't close your eye to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This stuff that that we have our shame that that we don't admit to and that we never dealt with here in the United States too. Yeah. So it's just life, man. You get to see certain things and you appreciate and you learn from what you see and where you go.
Yeah.
Don't have to cross no borders for that.
Yeah. No, that's 100, man. And I think that that is the thing that people like yourself who have served. I think it's time for us to kind of like put y'all in the forefront. Because once you've come home and you made something positive out of your travels and your experience, that's something I think can be shared, and I don't think that it should be looked down upon. And a lot of people have a tendency, when I say the world, I mean, when I say a lot of people, I mean the world kind of looks down at black people almost in every country. They always see some kind of negative going on. And they hear about all this negative stuff because that's what's always portrayed in the media. So therefore now, what they need to see more of is people who have served like yourself, and who have not just served but came home and did great things because you have your own business now. Is that right?
That's true.
How's that going? As far as that business, man, I know you've been hiring people, man, and how's that going for you?
What I do, man, is I don't really hire people, and I try to stay strictly with family. So because, for one, you have to be careful who you bring into this industry, because if somebody comes into this IT field, hypothetically, if they get up on a ladder and they're not careful and they're rushing and they fall off that ladder, well, they're going to look at you.
Right, true.
And they're going to look at you to take care of them forever. And I got insurance, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I try to stick with family because if any of my family ever get hurt, I'm gonna take care of them. And like I said, I got insurance and all that good stuff.
Right.
But they're not gonna try to rake me over the coal and try to play me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I give this to family because, heck, I mean, who else can you support better than family? And who else will support you better than family?
That's right.
Nobody works for me, but what I do is I introduce them to the field, and I train them, and I support them. You know, and I got one of my nephew out here, which is my brother Drew's son. He think he me. He watches what I do. He watches how I communicate. He watches how I walk.
Right. And
you wouldn't be able to tell he ain't me.
Yeah.
You know, people see him, he looks like me. People see him that know me in the industry, and they be like, "You look younger. What happened?" It's not me.
Yeah.
But I say that to say that you have to be careful because, for one, you don't want someone to be reckless and then come after you.
True.
You know,
right.
and for me, I want to support family first.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to be able to assist them in this field because, hey, other generations do it themselves. They bring their kids in, their grandkids in, everybody. You know, they train them up in their skills that they have, and they allow them to prosper and go on and do bigger and better things in this industry.
Yeah.
Where if I don't bring my people into this, then ain't nobody else going to give them the opportunity that I'm giving them. Nobody else is going to give them the opportunity to walk out there and make the kind of money and introduce them to the types of nothing. I mean, 99% of my work is commercial.
Right.
And we do stores that you shop in every day. I mean, you name it: Walmart, Costco, Starbucks, McDonald's, everybody.
Wow. Beautiful. So yeah, man, generational wealth, bro. That's 100. You know, all everybody else have been doing it for years and not wanting to share that information. And now once we start tapping into it, we're able to literally share that with nobody. Like you had mentioned once before, you can travel in any state because of this, this high-tech business, man, and literally work if you know the field. You know?
You can go anywhere in the world, man, because IT is IT. I mean, from running cable, terminating and testing it, that's the fundamentals of it.
Right.
And you can go anywhere and do that. You can work in central offices. You can work in data places. I mean, we do everything from CCTV to voice, PBX systems to fiber optics.
Right.
I don't know how much higher you can get than fiber optics. You know? So
So the fiber optic, the fiber optic is something that goes underneath the ground. Isn't that right?
Well, it's underneath the ground. It's in data centers. So what it is, fiber, you can only do a certain amount with copper.
Right. Okay.
And it can only go a certain amount of distance, and after that, you have to use a backbone of fiber. So fiber is run through from here to China and around the world. That's how they communicate from end to end through the world. It's fiber optics.
Right. That's
so
beautiful,
it gets pretty deep, you know.
Yes, sir. I see, man. You went from a cable guy, cable guy, man.
Now you got to go a little back further than that. Before I was a cable guy, I was homeless. I was living in a shelter.
Well, I remember when you was actually working at the plastic shop, where you was designing.
Plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's in my younger days. I mean, but after that, I think after Fantastic Plastic, I started my own company. It was called Just For You VCR and TV Service.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I never ever knew how to repair a VCR, but I knew that I could be the middleman. I could find somebody to repair it for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get the customers in, because that's when they had all those, video stores?
Oh.
A bunch of video.
Yeah, I forgot the name of them, but yeah, okay.
Blockbuster and all them other guys.
Yeah, right, okay.
I would put signs in Blockbusters and all the local video stores, and they would allow me to put signs in there and service their customers. The customers would call me and say, "Hey, I got a VCR, I need cleaning." Well, bet I'm gonna come and pick it up from you. I'll give you a quote to clean it. If you got a broken VCR, I'll give you a quote for the repair. I'll take it to my guy. He give me a price. I'll put my little end on it.
So I'm curious, man. Who was your guy back then?
Oh man, I had a couple of people that would repair for me, man.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember them honestly, but
I thought maybe one of them might be Ron.
No, I don't even think Ron was doing VCRs, man.
Yeah,
Ron
he was doing computers, right. Because him and I tried to do a little something together one time. Yeah.
But I basically, man, just had a couple of people in the neighborhood, and local shops, man, that anybody could go to.
Right. That's beautiful, man. Just to see the growth, man. I didn't know that. You and I just like a year. We're more like 2 years apart, or a year and something apart. Because I'm 61, going on 62 in February. So, yeah,
Yeah,
you just turning 60.
I'll be 61 in June. So
Yeah,
we're like a year, some months apart.
Yeah. That's about right, man. I remember so much. I remember the time where you had this pet German Shepherd, man.
Lady.
Oh my God! And hey, I got to tell this quick story, man, because this thing freaked me out. I think it traumatized me, man. You guys didn't even know it, but look. Here I come visiting, man. I'm visiting in your home, man, where your dog is protective of your home and the family. And and the dog was not one of them punk dogs. It was if the dog got a hold of you, it was going to do some damage. So I'm sitting there, and y'all telling me that it's okay, y'all all went in the kitchen. And the dog is sitting there staring at me, bro, daring me to move. So when I tell you I didn't move, Dwight, I didn't even flinch a finger, not even bat my eye, bro.
She look at you, waiting for you to do something.
Dude, the dog didn't even blink, was staring at me so hard, man. And I'm looking at y'all in there like, why y'all leave me with this dog? Y'all acting all normal? That traumatized me, man. I didn't know what to do, bro, but
Lady was definitely a family pet, man.
Yeah,
for real.
no doubt.
Definitely.
Very defensive, that one there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's so funny about Lady, man. I was the only one that would feed her, and I was the only one she would try to bite. I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna feed you no more. You keep that up. Yeah, man. Lady was something else, man.
Yeah,
something
bro.
Else.
But I remember that one because I guess when we met, she was the the house pet at the time, And,
yeah, well, don't forget Peppy now.
Hey, Peppy was my dog, man.
Don't forget Peppy, man.
I know what you aching to say, bro, but I defended that dog, brother. I was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna let these other stray dogs just do that to my dog and get away with it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Peppy wasn't nothing to play with either.
It was a smart dog. She was smart. She wasn't tough, but she was a smart dog.
Yeah, she was tough too. I mean, when she had to be tough, she was tough.
Yeah, but she wasn't tough enough to keep. Yeah, but she wasn't tough enough to keep them stray dogs off of her, though, bro.
Yeah. That's only because she was small. You know what I'm saying? She was a little dog.
Yeah, she was chained up too, so they took advantage of her. I caught one of them though. Woo! We ain't gonna tell that story right now, brother.
We ain't gonna talk on the air about the outcome of that one.
Oh Lord Almighty, man, that was wild, man. And and our school days and all, man. I just thought that it was very interesting, man, to have experienced even that, in our early age back in the 70s and stuff. I thought that it was it was great, and you were teaching me actually to do better math, because you were pretty good at math and I sucked at math. I don't know if you. I
don't know what happened to me, man. But them days is gone, bro.
I know they ain't too far gone, bro. Cause you managing what you got.
They going enough, man. I can count my money, man. But outside of that, don't give me no trigonometry or none of that.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's crazy how they do math these days, though. They allow them to have daggone calculators, man.
Listen, I was talking to my granddaughter last night. She lives in New York, and she would give me some math questions. I'm like, let's just go to social study, because I can't do your math. That's me a social study question.
Yeah, you gotta have daggone calculator sitting out there, man. A calculus calculator, You gotta have all that.
Man, the funny part about it, man, is everybody's not book oriented. You know what I'm saying? I'm that kind of cat, man, that I can retain something for so long unless I'm repetitive with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just where I am. I'm built like that. I mean, I learn more and easier and faster and retain it better when I actually get to touch it. You know what I'm saying? So as far as learning something with a book and remembering it, I actually have to be using it in order to keep it, stored in my memory banks. That's just the way I've always been built like that.
But a lot of people are, though. A lot of people are actually built that way.
And it's nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is. I mean, you learn what you can learn the way you learn it. You know, some people are just the opposite. Some people can only learn stuff from books. I mean, some of the smartest people in the world, I mean, can't do the simplest functions or can't retain the simplest things. So.
Yeah, you're right. Can't even hammer a nail in a piece of wood. Yeah.
So, you know,
absolutely right about that.
They say the world is full of educated derelicts. You know what I mean?
Hey, how true is that, man? Hey, matter of fact, the way that we see things being run now, we already know that's true. You know?
Man,
100.
Please.
Yeah, brother. That's a whole nother book right there. That's a whole nother book right there. You know?
It is, man. That's a whole nother session, man.
Yeah, man. So the time that let's go back to Steuben Street again, right? Now,
oh man,
I want to go back to Steuben Street from the first time.
Steuben, huh?
Yeah. Listen, from the first time, Dwight, when you saw me, what in the world? I want to hear this because I know what I was doing. So enlighten these people, man, of how crazy and free I was, because I was really a free, goofy kid, you know.
All right. So for me, it started like this. First and foremost, I was the youngest of four. I had two older brothers, and there was a lot of young guys in the neighborhood, right? So we all had our own little thing where we would hang out, go play football. You know, we would play basketball in my yard, build up like hoops and stuff like that. Yep. We would actually take my mother's flour, right? And we would take the flour and make like yard lines in the yard for when we played football. My mother would come on and be like, "Yo, where's the flour?" And she look in the yard, and it's all lines in the yard, you know, for like the first down, 50-yard, you know what I'm saying, 50-yard marking and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, we had clubhouses, all that. You know, because they were building a Kijiji projects near us.
I remember, yeah.
And so we would go over there, get the lumber, and build clubhouses. And somebody, one of the neighbors, I think one of the guys that lived in your building, had a pigeon coop.
Oh, really? That must have been before me then.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was before you. So there was still some wood around. So, you know, I'm in my yard playing one day, and I look over, and I see this refrigerator box moving. I'm like, the fuck? What's going on here? What's going on over there? So I look,
that's funny.
And it's moving, and it's tumbling, and it's rolling around. So I walk through a couple of the yards and go in the yard, and it's you and Peppy moving in this box. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? What you doing? He's like, yo, I'm building a clubhouse.
Oh, man. I think I had got mad. I had got mad at the dog or something.
And you was inside the box, though.
I was in the box.
I'm like, yo, what are you doing, kid? He's like, I'm building the clubhouse. I'm like, that's not how you build a clubhouse. Hey, and I'm telling you,
funny.
Kurt, when we all got together, you know, we remember we had the
lot.
So so we found this old swimming pool thing.
Yeah.
And that was back in the day with Enter the Dragon.
Yes, sir.
So we had this swimming pool and we put it around it, and that was the arena.
Yeah.
And we would be inside the arena.
Oh, wow.
Practicing karate on each other.
Yeah. And then we had little Chipper. Remember Chipper?
Little Chipper got kicked into the thing, cut his leg. We ended up carrying him to his house. His father was like, yo, y'all can't play with him no more.
Look, the crazy part about it is Chipper my man and everything, but his dad had a real little voice, man, you know? And we went over there carrying that young boy, his leg all scarred wide open, and he was like, what happened? Like he fell down in the hole. What hole? What are you talking about? Oh man, so he was like, nah, I can't play with y'all no more.
Yeah, y'all can't play with him no more.
Yeah.
But we continued to play with him because that's what kids did.
Yeah.
You know, we played, and it was like, what, about 10 or 12 of us, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of us.
That got together. Yeah. We built clubhouses, all that stuff. And Ron, right, one of our partners, Ron, he had the money, you know what I'm saying? Because his pop was a cop in
Newark.
Somewhere.
In Newark.
In Newark.
Yeah.
And, Ron he was the only kid, so he had all the toys. He had the footballs, he had the basketballs. So we were like, yo, Ron, bring that football out.
Yeah. And he couldn't come out. He would just let us borrow it sometime, right?
Yeah, man.
Wow, that was wild.
And his mom was death on it. She was like, I don't like them boys.
Yeah, right? Hey.
But we always played together.
Always sat up on that porch with him sometime, man. Sometimes we had to like drag him into some of the football games, and you know.
Yeah, because he wasn't really athletic back then. He was the only child. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really have the outgoingness. We was like the little rascals.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, when Enter the Dragon came out, we made nunchucks, we cut broomsticks.
Oh my God.
You know,
the nunchucks was dangerous,
arrows,
though. Yeah.
Slingshots, all of that.
Yeah, man.
Go-kart racing, all of that.
We did all that, bro.
And it was enough of us to compete and have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was clean fun. It was safe, clean fun. You know, outside of some of the things that we may have tried that was a little on the reckless side, like looking for snakes and stuff in the lot. You know.
Yeah. But you know, that's what little boys do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Little boys do that.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. And we was all that. We let the boys be boys, and that's what we did. You know?
Hey man, growing up was a real experience, man, and we all grew up. You know, every one of us. You know, so.
Yes, sir. Dwight, I do want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for coming on. I also want to thank you for the memories, man. The memories. I mean, the back of my head is hurting, man, because every time we get to talking, bro, we always talk about stuff that we both remember that was just so funny and crazy, man. But
man, you tell me about your corduroy coat, man.
Let that be on another one, man. But look. Hey, I wasn't too happy about that, but you know, it is what it is, right? Woo, okay, listen, family, listen. This is how we get down, you know? That's my man Dwight, and he is, like I said, you know, he served in the service for us, for all of us, right? And we respect him, we love him, and we will have many conversations in the future. But for now, my time is up. We're going to have to call this one a shutdown. And like, subscribe, and share the channel. If it's good content, in which, as you can see, we kept it cool. There was no bad talking. There was nothing foul about it. It was just nothing but two brothers who love each other, grew up together, and reminiscing about our fun. So there you have it. Family, I'm going to shut down right now, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember what I always say. Treat people like you want to be treated, and it'll come back round because it has for me. Peace, one love.